Welcome to this segment on the virtual tour for Austin Seminary. We're glad you're joining us to get a glimpse into who we are as Austin Seminary. We're a community of exemplary faculty, dedicated staff, and passionate students. We're located on a 12-acre campus in the heart of the Texas capital city, and we prepare well imaginative leaders for ministry in the church and service to the world. And you'll be hearing from some of those people today. We have a student's perspective, a professor perspective. We even have our site coordinator for our Ayava House, which is our young adult volunteer, who's going to talk with us today and give you really a glimpse into who we are as a community and as a seminary. So I have with me, sitting next to me, Kim Rogers, who is a senior student with us, and she's going to talk about her experience here at Austin Seminary. Kim?
Okay. Austin Seminary has been an incredible and formative place for me to be over the last 2 years. One thing that I really think that makes Austin Seminary unique is that we have a wonderful sense of community here. We have a multi-generational community. We have everybody from young 20s into their 70s. And we all kind of come together in this one call and on this one mission. Another thing I love about our community is that it's inclusive of our animals, and that has been a really wonderful thing for my family, because we had our beloved dog Jack, who is able to come to seminary and live on campus with us, and he loves it as well. Every Tuesday we have worship together and word and sacrament, and so we come to the table together every Tuesday and break bread together, which is very formative for our community as well. We're active in justice issues. We have a community group called Corpus Christi that works for political justice. We work with a prison ministry. And it is important for us here to not only study and learn about what Jesus called us to, but to actually put that into action. And so we're able to do that through the churches that we serve in and through various campus organizations. At Austin Seminary, we like to have fun. We have every Wednesday what's called Midweek Manna, and we have various skits and parodies that often make debuts on YouTube that are a lot of fun, and we laugh a lot together, and that is really a good time. And it's also a time to announce to the community what's going on, what kind of events are coming up, and it's a time where we pray for each other. And we often will pray for the needs of our community and the needs of the world during that time. We also have down the street our neighbors at Seminary of Southwest, the Episcopal Seminary. We engage with them every year in Polity Bowl, which is a football game, flag football. And this has been going on for quite some time. Presbyterians have held the title for the last several years. But it's a good time to come out to the field and be ecumenical in our fun, and we have cheerleaders, and we have a really good time. It's nice competition that we sometimes take very seriously, though, and we have a trophy and everything. Let's see. The reason why I came to Austin Seminary is, I think first and foremost, that when I visited here during a Discovery Weekend, I really felt that this is the place that God had prepared me to come, and that this was the place that I needed to be to further what came next and what is coming up next for me, which is ordained ministry. That has been, the journey since I've been here has been incredibly transformative, and I would say that I'm a much different person than I was when I walked through the doors 2.5 years ago to be a student here, and I'm incredibly grateful for that. We have a phenomenal faculty that not only feeds us academically, but nurtures us in other ways. they are very much a part of our community as well, and that was a very important part of what Austin Seminary is. I feel like I could go to any of my professors at a given time to discuss something that was said in class or other various needs, because most of our professors are pastors too, and that's incredibly comforting to know that, and they can model those pastor behaviors for us as well. Another thing I love about Austin Seminary is, as I said earlier, it's a very multi-generational place. For me, I came in as second career. I have a 15-year-old daughter, and one thing that has been really great for me is that she was 12 when we moved here, and she has also become a part of this community and accepted in this community, and that has been really amazing experience for her to have a group of people that love her and that she can go to. It's kind of like having a lot of siblings for her almost, and that's been really a remarkable experience. The seminary has not only just taken care of me, but my entire family, and that is something that I think is incredibly unique to the culture of Austin Seminary.
Thanks, Kim. I appreciate it. And now we'll hear from our faculty professor, Dr. Cindy Rigby. Hey, Cindy. Thanks for joining us.
So thanks for having me. I'm really looking forward to talking about why Austin Seminary matters so much to me, why I love teaching here. I've been teaching here already, it's hard to believe, but for 18 years. And this is my 18th, so I guess 17. What Kim said is really true, is that Austin Seminary is a community, and all seminaries say that, and it's probably true of all seminaries. But one of the distinguishing marks, as Kim said, is that we're multi-generational. So Kim was making me think that just in my last class, about an hour ago, I have a student who is 79 years old. Now, granted, that's on the higher end of the age scale, but then I have a couple of students who are right out of college, and what's wonderful is to see how they challenge each other in class. Of course, we have ages all the way in between. Another wonderful thing about Austin Seminary, and I've grown to appreciate this more and more over the years, is that it's located in Austin, Texas. So what I've noticed is anytime there's some kind of report, in the New York Times or in different magazines that rank sort of the big cities that people want to move to, up-and-coming cities that not only survived the recession, but cities in which people can thrive during the recession, Austin is way near the top, if not at the top of the list. We're located just a few blocks from the Capitol. It is a very green city. There are lots of parks. It's still relatively safe if you have kids. We've got a strong school system. I have 2 kids myself in Austin Independent School District, and it's a wonderful place for the arts. So you can see great films, and there are great restaurants and so forth and so on. If you know anything about Austin at all, you know that I'm not overplaying, and we've probably as an institution underplayed our location. It's wonderful. Going back to Kim's point about community, I was thinking, man, I'm Kim's advisor. So she doesn't need me much because she's a senior. But when you first get here, you think you need your advisors, and we do everything we can to walk with you on this journey. But I remember one of the first things I found out about Kim is that she's a Buffalo Bills fan. Now, that might not mean much to all of you who are watching this this video, but my husband is a Buffalo Bills fan. He comes from upstate New York, and I come from originally the real New York. That would be Long Island. But anyway, one thing that impresses me is that you can come to Austin Seminary and you can be a Hook 'em Horns Longhorn fan here in Austin. That's a good thing to be. But we have representatives and fans of many different sports teams. I mean, that's just one way, silly way, very important way, pardon me. We're diverse here at Austin Seminary. I teach theology, and some days I just pinch myself because I never imagined that I would have the privilege of being in front of a room full of people and talking about what I love most. And that room is full of people who are not only multi-generational, but we have more and more, and we're committed to this, a multi-ethnic community. We haven't reached our goal. We need to continue to work on being more diverse ethnically, but we have this year in our incoming class, 27% of the incoming class is made up of students who are people of color. And this is really exciting to us, and you can see the difference in the classroom and the different kinds of experiences that people bring to bear in their theological reflection. In addition, we have folks from a wide range of denominations. Of course, we have a lot of Presbyterian students. I think, don't hold me to the exact stats, but I think it's something like 49% this year. But we also, in my introductory theology class that we're teaching right now, we have Lutheran students, a good number of Lutheran students. We always have a good number of United Methodist students that contribute a lot to the discussion, since Wesley and Calvin agreed on most points, but then ardently disagreed on some key points, and that makes class interesting. We have Baptist students, and then what I found to be interesting is we have more and more non-denominational students, which one has to differentiate from seekers. We also have people who self-identify as seekers. So non-denominational folks really strongly identify often as not being, they've decided intentionally not to be self-identified with any particular denomination, and they also have good reasons for doing that and add a lot to the discussion. We even have people who say they're not sure yet. And this is, it's wonderful to have that kind of theological diversity in the classroom. Of course, we're always going to read Calvin here at Austin Seminary, but we read a lot of other voices too. And we're going to always honor and respect what Calvin and Reformed theology has offered and will offer into the future, but that doesn't mean we're not uncritical of it. We're able to be critical of it and put it in conversation with the great range of theological thinkers, our brothers and sisters who have gone before us, with whom we're in conversation in our readings and also in our class discussion. So I really enjoy that diversity. It makes the classroom more fun. And in the midst of all this, what I guess I love most about being a teacher at Austin Seminary is that whenever I go into class, this is only a slight understatement on some days, but this is pretty much true. I'm not exaggerating. When I go into class, I feel like I've gone to kind of a wedding, so when you go and you preside as a minister at a wedding, everybody is upbeat and they're waiting for something wonderful to happen. Well, I come into class at Austin Seminary and I'm looking out at colleagues, fellow adults, fellow brothers and sisters in Christ who have moved heaven and earth in their lives, many of them, in order to be sitting there in that classroom. Lisa mentioned a few minutes ago that a lot of people are second career, well, these days third career, fourth career, fifth career. We also have a lot of folks who've made this decision right out of college to come to Austin Seminary. But any way you cut it, they have made certain sacrifices in order to come because they are called in one way or the other to be vehicles of transformation in the world. They are people of God who want themselves to be transformed. Scripture talks about being conformed in the image of the Son and how God continues to work out God's salvation in us, continues to conform us through the work of the Spirit. They're open and ready together to explore how it is we're called to be conformed to the image of the Son. And they're also just radically called, excitedly called, passionately called to going out in the world and preaching the gospel in a way that the gospel can transform the world, can change the world. They want to make a difference. So I get to go in every day and work with people who want something to happen and expect something to happen and have come for something to happen and are willing to work for something to happen when it isn't working so that they can begin making a difference in the world. And one other thing I love about the place is that I've noticed more and more through the years, so I think this is more true now than even 17 years ago, is people are not thinking they're going to get the degree so that they can go out in 3 years or 2 years or 4 years, depending on what their pace is or what program they're in. We have an increasing number of programs here for various different folks and to meet their needs and so forth. But students, by and large, don't come to get the degree so they can get that over with and then go out into the world and make a difference. They want to participate in ministry. They want to participate in transformation and proclamation and the development of community today at Austin Seminary and also in the community surrounding Austin Seminary and in the communities they represent. So finally, one of the unique things about Austin Seminary, one of the things I love, is how integrated we are. So we have students who come to class with all the ages and ethnicities and denominations and all the communities that they represent and all the families that they have of all shapes and sizes and sorts, and all the talents that they bring, the amount of talent in class that you see when you go into chapel and you see these students who've been sitting in the third row of your class all semester and they're playing like the harp or something like that, or they're singing an aria, or they turn out to be concert pianists. They're integrating all of those things, talents, family, communities, in their learning and in their contribution. And then, I haven't said much about my colleagues, but we have a faculty who similarly is fairly broad in its representation and is committed not only to kind of operating in their own orbits, but in thinking in an integrated way about what theological education is about and how to honor the full persons who are sitting in our classroom. So it's as full people that we live in community, that we study together, and that we consider not only what is God calling us to in the future, which is an important question, but what is God calling us to at this moment, on this day, in this place, with these people. That's what I like most about Austin Seminary, is you come, and if you come, that's what you'll be engaged in. Your hands will be taken. You won't have a choice. And you'll join with us in discerning the shape of God's Word for now, the transformative, powerful shape of that Word. So I don't know if I've talked my 10 minutes.
Yes.
But probably more. And if you come to Austin Seminary, you'll see that again. It's going over time.
Yes.
Thank you for the chance.
Thanks, Cindy. I appreciate it. And now we'll hear from Martha Lynn Kuhn, who is our Young Adult Volunteer Site Coordinator for our Yaba House, which is also paired with AmeriCorps. So, Martha Lynn, tell us a little bit about what's unique about a Yaba House here at Austin Seminary.
Well, a Yaba House is a very unique part of Austin Seminary's mission, and I'm really excited to be a part of it and to talk more about it today. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you, Lisa, for asking me to come and talk about this very experimental and I think exemplary program that the seminary is offering to young adults who are living and working in Austin through doing a year of service. I love that this program really supports the mission of the seminary that Lisa mentioned earlier to educate and to grow imaginative leaders who will work in service both to the world and to the church. And I think that the Yaba House program really connects to that sense of mission that Austin Seminary has. We have people from AmeriCorps. We also have young adult volunteers through the PCUSA who are serving. We have 9 volunteers living on our campus together in intentional community this year, and they're serving in 6 different community agencies in the city. And I feel like not only is it an incredible opportunity for them to be exposed to theological education and what that's all about, and also to be spiritually nurtured by the Austin Seminary community, to be intellectually nurtured by faculty members who come and visit us from time to time, as well as staff, but also to give back to the Austin Seminary community and through their experiences and their sense of personhood and their sense of where they're being called right now, potentially in the future, as Cindy so eloquently said towards the end of her sharing. So we have people here who are pursuing, any one of our 4 different master's degrees, who all have individual and unique senses of call. Some people seem to be called to congregational ministry. Some people have a specific interest in social justice and see themselves maybe working, filling their spiritual calling outside of the congregational context. And I think that having these volunteers who are working every day in the nonprofit sector, in the public school system, in agencies that are really working to reform the political system in terms of immigration or labor laws, for them to bring back those experiences, and we are constantly looking for new ways for the group, the Ayava House participants and the seminarians, to commingle socially, to get together and talk about their experiences, talk about what they're learning, support each other in their journeys. And I think through those experiences, both communities are really supported, are stretched, are inspired. They're exposed to new things, to new ideas, to new opportunities, and it's been an awesome way to see how that relationship can be so symbiotic and exciting. I also feel like by Austin Seminary making this effort to open their doors literally to young adult volunteers, the seminary and itself and the community of the seminary is really making an impact and making a statement about the future of the church as well, because what we're doing through the Ayava House program is potentially preparing pastors. I mean, I think it's very, very possible that some people who go through that program will end up in seminary and congregational ministry, but we're also, I think, preparing the future church, because a lot of these people may end up following their interests and their passions in another direction, but through their experience here, through the spiritual growth that they have, living in community, living at a seminary, our hope is that they'll be nurtured and grown and inspired as future congregants and as future members of the church body at large. So that's really
the Ayava House.
Yeah, the Ayava House in a big nutshell. But yeah, I mean, in general, again, right now we had 6 participants last year. We have 9 participants this year. It's open to anyone who is working any year of service in any capacity. And the basic tenets we subscribe to are simple living, theological reflection, and vocational discernment. And we gather for a time of inquiry once a week for 2 hours. We also have a community meal together once a week. And we grow a garden together. We go to social events together. We try to all the members are very good about trying to support each other in each person's unique and individual pursuit and sense of call. So for some people that's the arts. For some people it's political organizing, and so we find ourselves going every which direction in the community of Austin, supporting people in what they're doing and how they're trying to grow. It's if you want more information, you can look at the Austin Seminary website. Under the admissions tab, there's a link to our blog, which is a good record of our ongoing work and who we are as individuals and as a community. And I look forward to more years of enrichment, both and through my work at the Ayava House, and hopefully that work will also continue to enrich the Austin Seminary community at large.
Thanks, Martha Lynn.
Yeah.
I appreciate it.
Sure.
And for those who are looking to come to Austin Seminary, Martha Lynn mentioned the best way to get to know us is through our website. We have a really good website, and you can find that at www.austinseminary.edu. And we're definitely there for the admissions as well as learning about our Ayava House and our faculty and our students. You'll get a broad view there. We have lots of videos and photos, and we hope we've given you a glimpse into different aspects of our community and a reason to consider Austin Seminary, and we look forward to future conversations with you all. Thank you.